Hello guys and welcome to our section 2. So in this section we will start with our Ansible playbooks, and in this video we will set up our Nginx web server. So we will be using our master playbook to set up our Nginx web server in this video. So before we start, let's just talk a little bit about why we actually chose Nginx and what we will be doing. So we actually chose Nginx because, as you may be knowing, Nginx is one of the most advanced web server at present time, and you really have very good and advanced features to configure for Nginx. And as I said, in this video we will be using a single master playbook to execute all the tasks and set up our Nginx web server. We will basically install the packages, then we will configure it, and then we will also test it if it worked fine or not. So let's just start with it. So as you remember, this is a code directory, and I've just created a small YAML playbook, which is this. So test server will be my host, some variable files, some variables, and then here is a list of tasks that will get executed on our host. So before we begin, remember we have to firstly activate our virtual environment. So our virtual environment is activated now. To confirm, we will again check our requirements like we did in our last video. We can see everything is verified and already installed. So now to start running this playbook, we will be doing it on this host. So before we begin, let me just show you this file. So we have a file called hosts, and the test server is basically a host name mentioned in this file. So this host name is basically for this particular IP address, which is often EC2 instance that I'm deploying to today. So before we begin to run our Ansible playbook, let me show you guys one very important file. So whenever we execute any playbook involving any AWS resource, so it basically refers to this file, basically my IAM credentials. So if you're referring to this course, so it becomes obvious that you must be having an AWS account for yourself and also one IAM user with correct privileges needed. So my user has admin access to all the resources of AWS. So I will be able to run all the modules, but make sure your user definitely has the correct privileges according to the need, and then you will be able to execute any kind of playbook with those Ansible modules. So whenever we run this playbook, it reverts to my AWS credential file, and according to the privilege, it will execute. So to run this playbook, command is Ansible -playbook. Now the name of the playbook, which is nginx.yml, -i means include. We will include a host file here. Then as I'm using an EC2 instance here in this case, so I'm mentioning the pem key file, so which is -key space. Now the location of my key file, which is this. So it's a CentOS instance, so I'm mentioning the -u user CentOS. Now for verbosity, we can use -v. So basically you can use either single V or 2 times or 3 times or 4 times. I'm using 1 V. Now just hit enter. Okay, this is giving some error. Let me just check. Oh, I know this. So it actually came because of this. So let's again hit enter, and you can see. So firstly check the connectivity, then it installed the rsync module, and it says rsync was already installed. Now it installed Nginx package in our machine, which was the host server. It is now configuring the configuration files for Nginx. This is the configuration of virtual host. Now some basic files, which are 4x HTML and 50x, and at the end I've asked it to restart the Nginx service. So now to test it, we can check it on the browser if it is working or not. So you can see the Nginx web page is available. So this means our web browser was successfully installed. So in this particular video, we use a single master playbook to execute all our tasks, but this is actually not the best practice and I won't recommend it. So this was basically just a small demo to begin with, and in our coming sections we will see how we improve our playbooks using our roles and templates and other good modules to use.